All right, welcome everybody to the Tuesday afternoon Dynasty Strong team call. I'm super grateful that you guys are here with us today. Um, I'm pretty sure Laura's going to be hopping on as well. Laura's the one that announced the team call today. We're going to do here she is. Speak of the angel. She put up a team call announcement yesterday for today, which is going to be kind of a mastermind / Q&A, just a time for all of us that are on here live to ask questions about something you might be struggling with or something you might need help with, and just come up with ideas on how we can finish this year strong, finish out December strong, and get started next year strong. As you guys know, as we were loading into this call, Sure Thing has officially launched. So that's really the only announcement that I want to make is Megan Davies' a new program, Sure Thing, is officially out there, along with the ability for the new package. Now, it just spaced my mind what that package is called, the bundle. It comes with 20 servings of Shakeology, 20 servings of Energize. What's the name for it again?
Something and hustle.
Shake and Hustle.
Shake and hustle.
Shake and
Great.
Hustles. So as you're working with your clients or your customers or even current coaches that you have on your team, helping them if they want to get committed to Sure Thing, or a new client that just wants to get access to bod/body in a challenge pack, you can now choose the Shake and Hustle pack and get them into Energize and Shakeology. And I'm really excited about this package. Do you guys know why they do 20 servings? Do you have a question about that? Do you know why they ended up doing that?
Because they did studies that showed that people weren't always drinking 30 servings, and so they'd have extra left over, and then they wouldn't want to reorder.
Yep,
Something like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah. And I love that for basically the same price that we're getting someone into a 30 serving bag or Energize and Recover, that they can experience both Shakeology and Energize and see how both of them work for them. And then they can continue on that or choose one or the other, and so forth. So I'm super excited about that. One of the things I have my wife's, by the way, we're just getting right into the mastermind. We're sharing ideas already. We're done with announcements. I have my wife's, we went to her grandfather's 100th birthday party a few weeks ago. And, I just connected with some of her cousins, reconnected with some of her cousins I haven't seen in 5 years. And one of them bought a challenge back and got started on a program. And I'm super excited for him. He's following his meal plan. He texted me a picture today. I'll show it to you, kind of what I'm doing. He texted me a picture that he's got his containers all written out on a whiteboard, how many of what he needs to do. So he's all in. So I'm super excited about that. But this is the importance of what I'm finding of following up, because I've been checking in with him. He's sending me selfies after his workout. And then he's like, I have a guy making my meals for me. So his portion meals, someone's making them for him, which is awesome. And I had said, way to go. How are you liking your shakes? Because he hasn't really said anything about his Shakeology. And he said, I have this guy making my meals. I haven't had any of the shakes. And it's been 2 weeks. So he hasn't even tried it yet. So it's sitting there. So that's just a reminder of the importance of, we're in the routine. We know that we wake up, drink our Energize, do our personal development, do our workout, drink our Shakeology, and it's just part of who we've become, our habits. But as we're helping someone get started, someone that's new, we need to remind them of the things the steps that they need to be doing and following up with them. Because this is a classic example of where Shakeology would just be getting canceled without ever giving it a shot. Because what would happen is he ordered probably 3 weeks ago. He's been working out for 2 weeks. So in a week, his next bag of Shakeology is going to ship. It's going to come and he's going to go, crap, I have 2 full bags, and people cancel. So that's one of the reasons I'm excited about the Shake and Hustle as well. But also just a reminder from just me having experience here, 2 weeks in to doing the programs, 3 weeks from ordering. I asked and he hadn't had one shake yet. So there's not a good experience or a bad experience. Laura, what do you have to share?
On that same vein, I have a client who started Shakeology in January, and I was talking to her every week. How are your shakes going? At least I thought I was. But then this summer she goes, I need to stop ordering the shakes. And I was like, why? You're drinking them every day. She goes, no, I'm not drinking them every day. And I have 4 unopened bags. And I'm like, why aren't you drinking it? She was telling me, I guess that's my bad because I didn't ask her every time we talked. I just assumed she was because she was ordering every month. So never assume that your clients are doing what you think they're doing just because it's something you're doing.
Yeah, I
Um,
love that.
I just wanted, can you hear me okay?
Yes. Hey, what's up, Lacey?
I just wanted to say one of the things that really helps my customers is when, number one, I send them an email and say, this is how I mix my shake. Here's a video of me mixing my shake. And then I also send them the link to the, like, whatever shake flavor they have. There are a million recipes on Beachbody. So I get on Team Beachbody, I find the recipes for the flavor of shake they ordered, and I send them the link for that. So that really helps them because then they're like, oh yeah, I think I might like that one. And then I show them how I mix my shake with my blender or whatever. Like I just do it in my bullet cup because I hate I hate like washing my blender stuff.
Yeah,
So anyway, I just think it's really important to show them how you do it by showing them a video and giving them options.
I love that. I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna change my a couple of things. I'm gonna simplify and change my customer welcome email. You know, now that all of my customers, I'm getting them on the Bod Plus Body yearly membership. So I need to give instructions on that. But I'm gonna add personalized, like a simple video, and I'm gonna do it with my kid because my kids, 4 of my 5 kids, blend their own Shakeology every day with a scoop of chocolate, almond milk, a scoop of peanut butter, and a half a banana. And so I'm just going to show them that. And then with my tropical, like I'm just going to do a couple. With my tropical, I'm going to show how I drink it with water, or I just blend it with some frozen fruit. So there's like 3 options for the 2 main flavors. So I'm going to make a video on that. That's going to be on my to-do list. But one of the other things, and this is a question, I want you guys to know, I don't know everything, and I'm trying to figure out things with everything that changes, just like you guys are. So my wife's cousin that I just talked about, I was helping him get into his meal plan and understand his meal plan on Body. And so I'm asking you guys if you have any questions. And I went in, we decided he was going to do portion fix. And I only knew this because I haven't been in there doing it for myself. I was like, it will tell you, you know, help you calculate your bracket. And then it will tell you, you know, here's bracket A, B, C, D, E, you know, example. And then it will tell you, here's how many portion cups you eat, you know, in a day for your bracket. And he's like, hey, I did my calculations, but where do I find my thing? And I went into Body, and then to the portion fix tab, and it's not there. Or am I lost? So like I was on a screen share with him on Zoom, like, this is where you go. And I was like, okay, let's look over here. And I actually ended up having to go into 21-day fix and just re-walk through it in the 21-day fix. Is it missing in Bod? Do you guys know that? Or in Body?
It's not in Body. You have to go to it on your bod. I usually find it in Ultimate Portion Fix, like with the videos and everything.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
gonna look into that deeper.
Mindset is the same way. It has all the resources. If you go down to the nutritional stuff,
yeah,
you can, you know, search it. If you search it and you find it on Bod, then it has all the resources within the Ultimate Portion Fix or 2B Mindset.
Okay. I'll take a deeper look into that. Cool. There's me asking a question and getting some from Lacey. Thank you, Lacey. Cool. Anybody else have questions? Anything you want to chat about? It could be about anything. Inviting, using your social media, Your own nutrition. And I have to sneeze. Give me a second.
I'm kind of wondering, I'm struggling with reels, which I know like really helps your reach.
Mhm.
And I've really done like good. I mean, I don't know. I've done a couple that went, they didn't go viral or anything, but they were better. But I'm struggling with reels really. So I wondered if anyone has any advice or like ideas about how to do reels.
One of the things, I haven't done very many, Lacey, but I know that I'll take what I want to put in the reels and do the graphic, the verbiage overlay on them over in Canva first, and then just add them like a little slideshow onto a reel and then plop some music on there. That's I don't understand how you like put the graphics on, because it seems like the graphic, if you're just doing it right on a reel, it seems like it carries all the way through, and it's like, no, this is not what I want. I don't know. Can I step back real quick to the nutrition thing? I
Yeah.
just went into BOD, and if you go into the nutrition center, there's a whole thing on, maybe Lacey already said this, there's a whole thing in there on Portion Fix, and it's got all the program materials. It has all the different options like carb loading, or carb depletion or whatever. There's intermittent fasting. There's a kids program in there, all kinds of stuff. So.
Okay. I'm going in there looking. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Lacey, on your question on reels, we were discussing this probably a month ago. One of our top coaches was really struggling, like losing a star diamond coach, losing passion for the business. But what we discovered by asking a lot of questions is he was spinning his wheels trying to keep up with reels, like trying to keep up with the trends, trying to keep, getting new eyes on it. Like that became the main focus. Whereas when he became most successful, it was sticking to the basics of being in love with his own program, with his own transformation, finding people, however that might be. And I know that Reels is a way to find people, right? And then helping people get results with these programs. Like that was the focus. And obviously transitioning those people into coaches on his team and teaching them to repeat that process. So that was the focus that got the specific coach to Star Diamond and grew in income to $1,000 a week. And then it became a point of like overwhelm. I'm not excited about this as much anymore. I'm spinning my wheels and getting nowhere. But the focus was now like 80% of the time trying to play the social media game. Right. So I think it's important to learn how to do reels, learn how to get new eyes on your content, but that it doesn't become the whole focus, and because you can lose a lot of joy if your joy around this is transformations, helping people with the health and fitness and whatnot, because we're not, some of us might be inside of the coach network entertainers on social media, or like a real type influencer. And, just helping this coach get off of that, like they're still doing reels, but it's like only like 10% of the focus is going into creating the reel and doing the reel, and 90% of the focus back into who can I talk to? Like, how can I intentionally reach out to my ideal audience? And I found myself in that struggle as well, because, and it's just called a distraction in a way for me. Like, I understand reels are important to get new eyes on my content. However, in the past, probably 6 months, I've had 3 reels go super viral. I mean, like 8 million views or so. I can't tell you one customer I got from any of those 3 reels. I got at sometimes both on my Facebook and Instagram, thousands of new followers that don't speak my language, like a ton from the Philippines and like all over. But not my ideal target audience. But what I found where I got distracted was there's this Reels Pay thing, and there was a little target goal of $1,000 if you reach so many views. So where did I start putting a lot of my attention in focus? Into making reels and hitting the 12 million views so I can make $1,000. And for me, like I said, I had some reels go viral, and then but none of those people have ever signed up as a customer or a challenger. So what I decided to do is I'm still working on dialing in like who is my ideal target audience and niche and speaking to them. But the thing that I had to just tell my coach and it really was just telling myself, is like, stop playing the social media game and just focus on adding value to the people that you can add value to, that you need to add value to, whether it's on Facebook with a regular post or a reel, whatever that is, just make sure that that's the main focus. And what's funny is like I was hitting Success Club 10 every month, but then the last 2 months when I got refocused on that, I had Success Club 20 both months basically, and Success Club and Gabby's business last month. And I'm down 200 followers on Instagram in that time frame as well. So does that make sense? Like I'm seeing more success, more progress where I want it, which is finding new clients and customers by just focusing on who am I trying to serve and how can I help them. And there's still reels. Don't get me wrong. There's still reels there, but I'm not spending enormous amounts of time trying to do all of the trending audios and what's everybody else doing. And so forth. I don't have anything else to really say about that because
what kind of posts are you putting? I mean, I follow your posts, but which ones seem to be the most successful that you gain traction with to get? I'd love to have 20 Success Club points in a month.
Yeah.
So tell us how you're doing it.
So I just went back to when I was most successful in I just thought, when did I see the most success in my business? Like, when did I see the most progress, the most momentum? And I wasn't trying to obviously reels weren't around back then. I wasn't trying to do viral reels. I was just spending every ounce of my energy, at least the energy that I was willing to put to social media, on taking what I was learning personally and what I was growing through and teaching other people. And that was it. That was the only focus. And I'm going to get more into it, but I'm starting to step more into this right now. But like, I would go on to my Facebook Live and I didn't know what I was going to say. And I would just start doing Q&As about coaching and business. Like, I was the guy to go for personal development and questions on routine and habits and mindset and personal development. And I would just get on and just, that was my niche. Like, I was the person to go to for, personal development, mindset, routines, habits, and so forth. So I'm just stepping back into that. And so it's like, I could probably talk about this for a whole hour. Laura, you're saying like, what are you doing to do that? One of the main things I discovered, there's a few distractions. Okay. The one was trying to make viral reels. That was my focus, instead of trying to find an ideal client and coach to join my team that is overworked, underpaid, underappreciated, that knows they're a hard worker and they have big goals and dreams for their life. And so like, when I'm trying to make viral reels, I wasn't focusing on that person anymore. So I'm focused on serving that person by teaching what I'm learning and what I know and what I've gone through. So that's one, avoiding that distraction of trying to go viral all the time on Reels and just adding value. The second thing that I realized was, and I think I mentioned this on our 5 questions call, is I was feeling frustrated about a lot of things. Like the hot tub broke down in one of our rentals. They told me I needed a new cabinet or new countertop. Had some cancellations for some retreat stuff. And like, I was just like in a place where I was like, what the freak? Like every time I'd get a new email or text, I'm like, you gotta be, and I would swear, right? I was in that mood. But like, as I sat back and thought about it, I was like, these types of things happen every day. Why am I reacting like this? Like, I'm the problem. And so what I really realized is I was distracted by being on Instagram and Facebook, watching Reels more with the excuse of trying to find what Reels I would emulate or remake. And so instead of spending an hour reading a book to grow myself intentionally, I was browsing through social media with the, I'm doing air quotes, intention to find something to do for my business, like Reels ideas. And I was just distracted and not intentional about my personal development. And so that's one. And then 2, during my workouts, Blink 182 announced their concert next year. So I started listening to Blink 182 like every day instead of personal development as well. So I decided to get super intentional about my, so Laura, this is my answer. This is my long answer. I decided to get super intentional about my personal development more than the mechanics of my business, of how to create the reel, how to attract my client. And I re-stepped into the habits of, before I ever get into my business, of reading at least 30 minutes, not the 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm reading Brendan Bouchard, The Charge. And immediately after reading, I'm teaching something from that reading on my social media. Before I ever open my email, Facebook, Instagram, anything, and I'm teaching something that I learned on social media. And then I'm doing my workout, and I'm, instead of listening to Blink 182, because I don't listen to the trainers, I'm bad, I know. I am putting on right now, like I said last week on the team call, Brendan Bouchard videos about high performance. And I'm listening to more high performance, more Brendan Bouchard, because I want to re-step into the role of being a super high performer. And so I'm doing that. And then after my workout, before I get into my BAT, I know my shake and my workout, that's all BAT. Posting on social media, I know that's all BAT. But what I mean by, before I get into my invites, follow-ups, groups, after that workout, I am doing at least a 15-minute guided meditation or silent meditation. And then I work. So Laura, it's funny. Like, I would like, when someone says I would like to have Success Club 20, really all that changed was my mindset, some habits, my intention, and my mind and my mindset. And then everything else just started to shift. Like, I can guarantee you that I showed up better at the retreat and was more intentional at speaking and connecting with people, which got me to have a conversation with Gabby's cousin, which got me to him to reach out to me and say, I want some help. Right? It wasn't a mechanical, like, oh, you got to go connect, you got to go talk to this person or this many people and say this or that. I think it all came down to get intentional about that. Because it's funny, the main thing I've been hearing from Brendan is about improving your relationships over the past like month. Like, and that's with everybody, with your clients, with your coaches, with your family members. And so I think that's the huge game changer and shift for me right now. There's my long answer, Laura. What are you doing? And then I'm making sure to post every day, but it's not like before. It would be like, because I wasn't intentional about my personal development, I would post every day, but it was like posting something to make my reels go viral. And like, it was fun to do funny stuff, and I'll still do things that are funny when it comes up, but I wasn't intentional about my audience and who I was speaking to and what value I was adding to them. And so I think that's made a huge difference. And then all the rest is the same. I still reach out to 10 people a day. I still do all my follow-ups. I still do the bat at least 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. That's a great question. And Emmanuel said something in here. A lot of people did. Sorry. I found that when I post reels that are about my authentic self, me being real, I would get more interactions. You don't need to complicate it. Yeah. So like, I'm still doing reels, but my reels, for example, like there's I find some trending audios that aren't like ones that you have to, what's the word? Mouth. I know the word, but I can't think of it right now. Lip sync, and like trending audios that are like music. And like, I put one of me and my dad out ice fishing yesterday, and then I wrote a post, an intentional post, right? So I'm still making reels, but it's not, it's aligned with who I'm trying to speak to and what I'm trying to get across. Just like Emmanuel said, it doesn't have to be complicated, just be authentic with your reels. And then yeah, cool. Anybody else? Who else wants to share something? And I'm going to continue eating, by the way, or else I'm going to eat these red vines that are over here.
What, when you say you do guided meditation, who do you use? Where do you go to find them?
So I'm going to silently send you one. I have one on my channel that I got from somebody in my church. It's a Christ-centered guided meditation. That's my main one I use. She told me I could put it on my channel because I was just doing it off of MP3.
I would like you to.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to put it in the chat, and then I'll give you a couple of the other ones I use. We'll call this a lunch and learn, since I'm munching over here. Okay.
And while you're doing that, there's a bunch of people like Brendan that you're talking about that on Facebook, once you linked one, they show all kinds of posts for free seminars and webinars and stuff like that. There's tons of people out there. Who would you recommend, and
How would you like?
Yeah. I'll give you my favorite recommendation. Then I think it would be great to hear from others in here as well. So Lacey she uses the app Headspace, Brenda. And then I put a guided transcendental meditation, and then this Christ-centered one I used. And then like, who are some recommended people? The ones that I'm really listening to, Brendan Bouchard. I just forgot this guy's name. Let me look it up real quick. Jordan. Do you guys know who Jordan is? He's like a psychologist. I'll find him. Let me just search Jordan on YouTube and he'll pop up. Oh, Jordan Peterson. I listen to Jordan Peterson and Brendan Bouchard a lot. So look up Jordan Peterson.
If you're looking for spirituality, I love listening to Joel Osteen. Jamie and I have both gotten into him of late. Everything he preaches about is so practical. Without being really like preachy. And then he also throws in some humor too at the beginning. He tells funny jokes, and so on podcasts.
Yep. Another one, Brenda. Another really good one is Tony Robbins. Another one that I love, that I haven't really listened to a lot, but I listened to him heavily during my first 5 years, was Les Brown. And then if you want to learn about marketing, which is what I'm marketing and talking to your ideal niche, the main one I'm listening to right now is Rory Vaden, Rory space Vaden, Vaden.
Is he on YouTube
Mhm.
or okay?
I just listened to all of mine on YouTube. There's also a really great resource is Evan Carmichael on YouTube. What he does is he like gathers personal development experts and thought leaders and then shares, like, it would be like Tony Robbins' top 10 tips. And so like he intros real quick for like a minute, and then it's like 10 incredible clips from Tony Robbins.
Is
He
that
does it with
Evan Michael or
Evan
Carmichael?
Carmichael.
Okay.
Oh, and Ashley shared
Yeah, that's a good one
Life
too,
Coach
actually.
School on a podcast. That's a great one.
And Virtual Upline with Bob Heilig is really good too.
Yeah, he does. He's great too.
Scotty, can you repeat the one that you just said?
The Rory Vaden one.
No, after that.
Was
Just
it
right before Laura started talking.
was it the Life Coach School podcast? Okay. And Ashley put in the comments in the chat, she put a link to the first to one of the podcasts. And I have an example, and you guys will see how I do this. I'm going to write a post about it on social media and teach it. I'd like to take everyday life examples and then teach my audience, because that's authentic and real too, because people go through things, and if they see you go through things and then how you look at them. So my dad and I got up to the cabin yesterday. It was like 18 inches of wet snow. If anybody lives in snow, like wet snow is not easy to move. And so we have a snow blower, and like last week, there was like our Thanksgiving week, 2 weeks ago, there was like 12, 13, 14 inches of fluffy stuff. And I snow blowed out like everything so fast. It was just so easy. Like it took like an hour and a half, and I did the whole driveway. I like did the neighbor's, like where he could park his cars. Like I was just on a roll because it was like not a problem. We got here today. We couldn't even drive in. So we parked and we walked in. I got the snowblower out and started going. And I was like, it was just like struggling. And it had been like an hour and a half, and I had barely enough to put my truck in maybe. And then I realized that on the snowblower, there's two things that turn like this, two blades. And one of them wasn't spinning. It was just blocked up with ice. And I like kicked it out. I was like, maybe it's frozen. And it spun a little bit. And the snow flew. I was like, oh, that's how it's supposed to fly. And then it stopped and it was blocked up again. And so I went and told my dad, and we looked at it, and like there was a missing bolt. So only one side was really functioning. And I'd gotten enough. We could pull the truck in and park it, but we still had that was probably 1/3 of the work that needed to be done to clear out the whole driveway. So we're going to do a retreat here and stuff. And I need parking places for people. And so two things could happen. I could have kept, like, it was working, but it was super hard. So I could have kept working, sweating, like using extra muscles that I didn't need need to be using, because it was only using half of the blade. Anyway, we stopped. I had to walk. We didn't have the right tools. So I had to walk out to the boathouse in deep snow, like knee deep. I didn't put the snowshoes on. So that was a challenge. Like that's hard enough to walk like 300 yards in deep snow. I'm sweating. I get back. I don't even know exactly what bolts will fit in it. So I have like a pockets full of bolts and nuts, hoping something will fit in. My dad's got it tipped up, upside down, working on it. We get back and we fix it. And then we did the other like 2/3 in less time than we did the first third. And like, I even snowblowed out the whole road, and I did the neighbors up like by his truck and everything. And there's a lesson there that I was reminded of from the book, The Compound Effect. Who's read The Compound Effect or The Slight Edge? It's the first book. I read that listened to it, MP3 of it 60 times in my first year. And in that book, he tells a story about sharpening an axe. He's like, you can use a dull axe and swing at a tree hundreds, thousands of, I don't remember exactly how I said it, but hundreds, thousands of times you can be swinging a dull axe at a tree. And like you can get it down, but it's going to take a lot of time. But if you just stop and sharpen the blade, take a break, stop swinging the axe and sharpen the blade, and they'll then go back. It's going to be much less effort and you're going to get the same job done. And basically the concept that he's teaching about that is that's like your personal development. Like personal development is sharpening the axe. Like you can go at your business activity tracker every day, but if you're not doing your personal development and sharpening your mind and your skills, it's like swinging a dull axe at a tree. And what's going to happen if you keep swinging dull axe at trees over and over? What's going to happen? I want someone to just say what will happen. I couldn't hear you, Lacey. You were, I'm going to unmute you so you can say it. Oh, I can't unmute.
I was gonna say nothing. Nothing will happen.
Nothing. You may get the tree down, but you're going to get tired. You're going to say, this sucks. This is not worth it. This is too much work. I'm burnt out. I'm exhausted. And then you're going to stop. When all you needed to do was slow down, sharpen the axe, and the tree would go down. And I know some of you guys aren't hunters here. Laura, close your ears. Like when I'm hunting, if I'm out processing an animal or whatever to provide meals for my family, like I have to stop, take off the blade. I use replaceable blades and put on a brand new blade, like every 40 minutes or so. So you have to continue to sharpen the blade. And so think of your personal development like that. Okay, what else do you guys want to talk about? I love that question about people to listen to, Brenda.
Have you thought of a book we're going to read for our book club?
I have. So let's discuss if this will be a good idea. What do you guys think about? So I'm torn between two. One of them, let me make sure I get the name right, is actually written by an elite coach, multiple years elite coach called Build to Last. Have you guys heard of that book?
Mm-hmm. Who's the author?
Keith Callahan.
Keith Callahan. Jamie and I know who Keith Callahan is.
Yeah. His book's really great. Reminds me a lot of what I learned from Craig Holliday. So that's one. But then that was my initial idea when I announced that I wanted to do that. The second idea is I'm getting a lot out of Brendan Bouchard. Is like, obviously I'm reading The Charge right now, but we could read High Performance Habits.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about that? Or do you
I
guys
have that. I had The Charge somewhere, but I can't find it. So I probably didn't read it and got rid of it or something. I don't know.
Yeah. What do you guys feel about High Performance Habits? I think if we're going to achieve the goals that we want to achieve as a team, that you guys want individually, like I know Jamie wants to live in Florida. You guys all have your dream. Laura, you want your husband working less. You want to provide more, not wife. We're going to have to sharpen the axe and perform. We're going to have to perform at a way higher level than we are. And that's me speaking for myself as well. What do you guys think? High performance habits? Is that a good starter? Okay, let's do that. Let me put it in my actual to-do list.
Do we have a start date in mind? Maybe after the holidays, since it's kind of a crazy time?
Yeah.
Or
I don't want to. I don't want to procrastinate it, but I don't want people not showing up because it's the holidays. So,
or is it just me? I mean, I'm sitting here with
let's get
box
who
up to here.
who would be able to meet once a week? Except and Christmas is on a weekend.
On Sunday.
You guys want to wait until in January? Do you want to start in a week? Let's get a vote and then we'll just go with that.
I'll go with whatever everybody decides.
I'm kind of leaning towards I did want to jump right away, but I always I think we need to be a little more prepared. Let's start 1st of January, and then whatever book you guys are currently on, that'll give you time to wrap it up. Like I'm halfway through the charge, so I want to finish the charge fully, and then we'll start at the beginning of January.
So January 3rd, and are we just gonna have it here in our team call? Is that what our team call?
Yeah, I just want to do it on the team call. We'll I'll look at the book. I already have it, so I'll go break it down into however many weeks feels, I need to look at the book. And then we'll break it down. Let me put it in my notes. And then book club, putting it in my to-do list, January. Okay, meet Tuesdays. And even if you can't meet Tuesdays, I think it would be awesome if we created some, and we can talk about it later. The others, that even ones that can't be live on book club, that they can still read the book with us. And then we can discuss, for those that can't be on the team call live, can discuss weekly, because the team call announcement will be like today, this week is chapter 1 through 2 or whatever, pages 1 through 30 or 1 through whatever. And then we can put that image up early in the week and people can share in the comments some of their takeaways as well, especially those that might not be able to come on live to the discussion. Does that sound good?
Mm-hmm. And are we going to record it like we always do, record our team
Yeah,
call?
we'll record it just like this.
Because we might get people that can't jump on that still want to be on in the book club, or like Chris, who's all the way in England. I don't know what time it is there for him right now.
Yeah, it's almost 8 p.m. putting kids to bed.
And Matt probably would want it, and
Yeah,
Elizabeth, and
let me get a link to.
And Jamie, who's starting a new job in January.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up the book so we make sure that we know which one it is. Cool. Let's see.
This book was actually was it a prize for Success Club one month? A long time ago.
I think so, a long time ago.
Yeah. And that's how long I've had it, and that's how long I haven't read it. I need something like this to force me to read stuff. So
Did you guys this is another question. On November 28th, did you guys get sorry, I'm gonna try to copy this. A link from Team Beachbody with the free mini book by the Category Pirates. Did you guys get that? Sorry, I'm copying. You did? Okay.
I did.
It's right here. One of my to-do lists for December, as I'm working on dialing in my niche even more, is to answer all the questions in that little, it's a mini book. It's short, but it asks questions to help you dial in, like what's special about you? How can you add value to people? Like who are you going to help, and dial in that niche. So I want to share that resource with you guys if you didn't see that in your email, but I did copy the link to it as well. Cool. Cool. Anybody else have anything you want to ask or talk about? Till the hour's over. And if not, that's totally okay. Anybody have a win that you want to share with us? I got one. I'm going to shout out Brenda. She's been doing her activity tracker every single day for the past probably week and a half. So awesome.
Good job. That's awesome.
Cool. And then Lacey might come out to my little personally sponsored super weekend.
I'm
Possibly.
really hoping so. I think my husband's got to check his schedule and stuff. But yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I totally want to be there. It's just the one weekend. The one weekend I have something.
That's
There's
all right.
nothing else going on the rest of the month.
That's we're doing it for the super weekend. So that's the weekend that the super weekend is.
I
Okay.
looked at airline prices and it was like ridiculous. It was like $800 to fly there, and I thought, no.
Wow. Prices are crazy on airlines sometimes. Okay, there's a question. See you later, Emmanuel. I see you got to go to a doctor's appointment. Thanks for hopping on live with us. Excited for you to do the book club with us. Ashley put a question. How do you get over your past failures as a coach, like forgiving yourself for what you think you should have already achieved? That's a good one.
Mhm.
That is a good one. I'm gonna pose a question to Ashley. If you can't hop on, or if you can't voice answer, you could type answer it. What do you do as a parent if a year or two goes by or whatever, and you didn't do as good as you thought you could do, or as good as you know that you could have done? What would you do?
Sorry, I'm getting some light here. I would just keep going.
Yep.
And
And
try different strategy, reset.
try a different strategy. Looks like
Yeah.
you're somewhere cold right now.
Yeah, I was raking leaves.
So try a new strategy. Would it serve you in trying to lead and love your kids today if you spent the majority of your time focusing on what you might have done wrong or where you might have fell short 2 years ago?
No.
Yep. So I think the best thing is realize that we're all humans and we all make mistakes and we all don't give our all no one's perfect. And the best thing that you can do today is just like we would tell our clients. What would you tell your client if they like had the goal and the intention to do every workout for 21-day fix and on their very first week and they only did 2? When they get to that second week, what would you tell them? If they're like, oh man, I'm just feel so bad that I missed 4 workouts. Like I'm failing.
Yeah, I would probably tell them that they're underestimating their potential.
Yeah. You're underestimating yourself. Let's set a goal to do a little bit better this next week. So, and you said like forgiving yourself for what you think. How and everybody might have different beliefs about this. How long does it take to forgive yourself?
Hopefully faster rather than longer, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The faster you do it, the sooner you can serve other people.
Yeah, that's great.
Like, trying to take this too religious here. Let's say, you have something you need to have forgiveness for from God. Does he want it to be a long, drawn out 5-year process for you to forgive yourself and to move on and make better choices and to show up to your full potential? Or does he want that to happen almost immediately?
Mm-hmm.
He wants that to happen. He wants it now. Like when you're ready, he wants you to make a decision like, okay, I fell short. And it could be, I fell short for 10 years, but now I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Like if someone wants to quit drugs or alcohol, does it need to be a long 5-year process to slowly wean off of those things? Or can it happen? It can happen immediately with a choice. So my advice, Ashley, is the people that are out there for you to love and serve and help and lead need you to forgive yourself for not showing up to your best, right? We all have our seasons where we can't show up as much as we would like to, but you can do that right now.
Yeah.
And those people you'll be able to better help and serve those people. Brendan Bouchard talks about that a lot. He's like, so many people complaining about this and that, and this person hurt me, and that company did this and that, and they just on and on about everything that's happened to them, when they just have to make the decision and say, like, that happened, but what's happening inside of me? Like, I get to control what's happening inside of me, and I'm gonna love the best I can. I'm gonna matter today. I'm gonna serve today. So Laura says it, start where you are, believe in yourself. Yeah. Being an introvert, like, I used to let things hold me back. Like when our team went from one point at 14-star diamond in one business, 8-star in another, diamond in another, first 1-star in another, and then all of a sudden, about half of my leaders left to another network marketing company. I beat myself up for a couple of years of like, maybe if I was like not so introverted or more social or, good at creating a community, they would have left. I just blamed myself of like, if I would have been better, right? It's kind of like what you're saying. If I would have shown up better or done more, I let it beat me up for a while. And then I just decided I can't help people like I need to if I'm sitting here worrying about what I could have done better. And the cool thing that happened is I didn't know where to start, because like I felt like it was too big of a gap to build back to where we were at, to where I was at, feeling defeated like I was feeling, right? Remember, they're just feelings. It's just feelings that we give to circumstances. So it's like, what's the next thing I can focus on? And I went all in on one thing with my business, and it was the UK launch. And it funneled that down, became into helping Chris win the Beachbody Challenge. I didn't care about hitting elite. I didn't care about getting from 4-star diamond back to 14-star diamond. Like, I set small goals in that category, but I put all of my focus and intention into helping my clients and my new coaches get transformations, with a huge emphasis on Chris's transformation. So you don't have to like take it all on at once and be a master at everything. Like, just focus on just something small that's great that you can do, and just start with that and build competence in that. And Brendan Bouchard teaches that your competence builds your confidence. No, sorry, I have to share one other thing. One other thing that I'm reminded of a lot, because I've been reading Brendan's book and also listening to his YouTube audios, is he's talking about a lot of times when we don't have confidence. I listened to a whole 2-hour one on confidence. A lot of times when we don't have confidence, it's because we're not living in alignment with what we know we're capable of doing. And so, and he calls it the confidence. There's like a loop. So you have to make your decision to get out of that as soon as possible. Like, you have to just start. Like, so Ashley, let's say, like, in your heart, you know that you can be a great coach. You know there's an opportunity. You know there's people that you can help with the fitness programs and the coach opportunity. The longer that you delay because of not forgiving yourself in the past or whatever, the longer you delay, the more your confidence goes down, because you're not doing something that you know you should be doing or that you're capable of doing. So the best thing to do is just start doing the steps. Like, start helping somebody, even if that's yourself first, diving more into your personal development, diving into your meditation, into your journaling, into your writing out your goals and your vision, and just really getting started, diving in heavily into that, and then start helping other people. Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. By the way, you're not alone in that. I saw Lacey nod her head. I see Cindy nodding her head. Heck, there's people that went superstar diamond in less than, like, one person did it in 10 months from signing up. I'm 11 and a half years in, guys. You don't think sometimes I'm like, I should have been superstar diamond way back in 2013 when we were a top 10 team? Like, I think those things sometimes, and then you just have to be like, hey, no, my journey is different. I'm helping people in a different way. A rank or income doesn't define my happiness or my success as a coach. My success is determined on, am I growing and am I helping other people grow? That's what success is for me. So determine what success is, and then let's take some action. Okay. All right. We're going to hop off the call. I'm glad you guys were on here. We'll figure out what we'll do on weekly calls. I'll get some speakers, or we'll have some topics, and we'll continue forward until book club starts beginning of January. All right. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming with us.